Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. And this week I am going to be doing a project that has been on my to-do list for far too long, and that is a pantry makeover. Honestly, I'm ready to organize and make over a closet of my own that I get to enjoy on a daily basis. And I feel like this is going to be the perfect first project to do after such a large project, because this makeover is going to make a big impact. It's gonna take a space that's extremely unorganized currently and make it really organized, and it shouldn't take that long. It should be pretty easy and pretty straightforward. This is what I like to call a great weekend project. So if you have a pantry like mine, you could start a project like this on Saturday and be done with it on Sunday. So with all of that being said, let's jump into it and let's make over this pantry. When I sat down to start thinking about this project, I started to look at some other pantry makeovers of people that have pantries like mine, and I saw some makeovers where people completely gutted out the space and built this awesome, beautiful custom cabinetry with drawers and shelves and all this stuff to do a really cool, super custom pantry. And honestly, I started to go down that rabbit trail, and then I had to rein myself back in because I don't want this project and makeover to be like that. I want this to be on the simpler side so that I can show you guys you can do simple projects like this that still make a big impact. So without further ado, here she is. I will say, this pantry is usually just a little bit more organized than it currently is, but over the last few weeks, I saw this space getting messier and messier and messier, and I just left it because I knew I was about to do a pantry makeover, and it will make for a more dramatic before and after. So as of right now, all I have are some shelves that are being held up by some metal brackets, and that is it. And I'm pretty sure these are wood shelves. Somebody covered them in contact paper, and I never removed it. And my plan for today is to get this space cleared out. I'm gonna put everything into categories so that I can see what we have and assess what the needs are for this space and to organize it. And then once I have all of that, I can actually sit down and plan and design out what I want this pantry to look like and what I need to build and get to organize it. So I'm gonna get this emptied out and we can go from there. Okay, my pantry is empty and my kitchen is a mess. Yay! And I just went ahead and I removed all of the old shelves and those brackets, and I did a fresh coat of white paint really quickly, and already it feels so much better in that pantry. Don't underestimate a fresh coat of paint. It does wonders. I am going to do a second coat, but while I wait for the first coat to dry, I'm gonna get to designing out this new system. For the most part, I am picturing just still doing some shelves like I had before, but maybe adding a few more shelves, changing up the placement of them. And something I do know that I wanna do is utilize the door. I've seen a lot of people that have some kind of storage system on their door for all of the small things in their pantries, like all the condiments and things like that. So I am going to get to designing, figuring out some measurements and things like that so that I can go get some supplies today and get started building and putting this all together tomorrow. Wow, figuring out the shelves and the door system took me a really long time. I didn't realize there was like so much to consider as far as like placement of shelves and the placement of the shelves on the door system that I'm gonna be building. But yeah, that took a while. And now for the most part, I have everything figured out. I at least know all the supplies I need to get. So I'm gonna head to the store and get all of that stuff so that we can get started first thing in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is time to build out this pantry. And yesterday, when I went to pick up all of the supplies, I went to Lowe's and they didn't have any good options for plywood. So I ran this morning to Home Depot and they had some much better options for plywood. So I picked up the sheet of plywood that I needed for these new shelves. And I'm going to be starting off by working on the shelves, and these are gonna be super duper easy. What I'm gonna do for the shelves is take one of these 2x4s behind me and I'm gonna cut them in half. Once I have it cut in half, I'll use my miter saw, which is right here, and I will use that to cut the 2x4s down to the sizes I need. And I'm gonna have one of these cut in half 2x4s running along the back of the pantry and one piece for each side of the pantry. And that's what I'll use to set these shelves on. And my plan for the shelves is to have the bottom 2 shelves be almost completely the depth of the pantry. And then the top 3 shelves are going to be like 13, 14 inches deep, because the look that I'm going for is to almost have like a countertop feel within the pantry. And then the top 3 shelves will look like kind of like floating shelves. So I am gonna get started cutting down all of these 2x4s and getting them installed, and then we can go from there. I have all of these 2x4 pieces cut down to size, and I'm gonna start installing them. And for the placement of these 2x4 pieces, I am going to place them 3/4 of an inch under where I want the actual shelf to be, so that when I lay the plywood piece on top of these 2x4 pieces, the shelf is at the exact measurement I want it to be at. It's now time to cut down some shelf pieces, and before I came back outside, I just went ahead and painted all of those 2x4 pieces white. For the most part, when everything is said and done, all of the 2x4 pieces should be fully covered up, but just in case, I want to make sure all of those pieces just blended into the walls. So I'm gonna cut down these 5 new shelf pieces, move them inside, and see how they look. The shelves are in place. That was definitely a struggle getting them into place. I'm not sure why, but my brain's just not working today, I guess. Now that the shelves are in place, it looks okay, but it just looks like a bunch of plywood laying on some 2x4s, because that's basically what it is. So to make this pantry look a lot nicer and a lot more put together, I got some pine boards that I am going to cut down for trim and get them attached to the front of the shelves. This will cover up that plywood edge, and it will also cover up the 2x4s so that for the most part, you can't see the 2x4s holding up the shelves. So I'm gonna use my table saw to cut it it down to the width that I need it to be, and then use my miter saw to cut the pieces down to the length I need it to be, and get them attached. Okay, those shelves were looking like real messed up, and now they look so good. It's incredible what a little bit of trim can do. Just incredible. So I do have a little bit of work to do on the shelves still. I gotta get all those like nail holes filled in, and then I wanna do a waterproof top coat since there's gonna be like food and things on these shelves, so I wanna protect the plywood and the trim. But I am gonna move on to working on this little shelving unit that I am going to be attaching to the door of the pantry. And I'm going back and forth on like where I want these shelf placements to be. So what I have determined I'm going to do is get the 4 outside pieces cut down and attached together. And then I'm gonna get that installed on the door. I think once I see it in the space and on the door, I'll be able to determine where I want these shelves to be so I can get those pieces cut down and get them attached and installed and all of that stuff. I'm gonna get these 4 pieces cut down and get them installed, and then we can go from there.
I decided to go ahead and cut down all of the shelf pieces for this shelf system so that once I got it attached to the door, I could get right to work installing all the shelves. I also decided to change the shelf look from my original design and make it a little bit simpler to put together.
The building portion of this project is almost done. I've got one final thing to do on this door unit that I just put together, and that is getting some pieces attached to the front so that when I put things on the shelves and I open and close the door, everything doesn't fall off. So for those pieces, I got this 1/2-inch pine board that I'm gonna cut down into 1-inch strips and then cut them down to the size I need to fit on the front of the shelving unit and get them attached, and then we can go from there. I'm not sure what my next steps are after I finish this, but I'll figure it out. Do you want to go through all the things that I got with me? Guys, I got things. Yay! I figured doing new shelves and a shelving unit for the door was only gonna get me so far. I was gonna have to get stuff that organizes the things on the shelves. Honestly, let's be real, I just watch all of those restocking my pantry videos on TikTok where everything has a container and it all lines up perfectly and is super organized. Yeah, I want that. I desperately want that. I'm not sure if I'll use everything I got, but I just wanted to have some options for organizing this pantry. So my pantry is all done. Last night, I finished up the day by putting wood filler in all of those nail holes, and then this morning, I just sanded everything down, did a nice top coat over everything. So by the time I get through all of this and figure out what I want to put in what containers and all of that stuff, all of those shelves are going to be dry and be ready to have things on them. So let's jump into what I got. I'm gonna start with the things that I just got from Home Goods since it's already open. I got 2 of these big glass jars because I want to put flour in one and sugar in the other. And then I figured I could use this one for brown sugar, I think. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. And then I just got a random basket because you never know if you're gonna need a random basket. And I got more baskets. I got this 4-pack. And these are just plastic because in case something spills in them, I can just wipe them off. And then I got some more glass containers from Home Goods because, you know, can't have too many glass containers. And then I got these 2 guys because we usually have a lot of like onions and potatoes. And I read online that storing onions and potatoes in like an open air container is the best. I think. I don't know because, you know, I don't really cook. My husband does all of our cooking, so I had to ask him what half of the things in our pantry were. Okay, let's start with this guy. It's like Christmas Day. I don't even know what's in these. Okay, so I got, because I want to move our spices from a cabinet that they're in to our pantry, I got a bunch of spice jars. Yes, and they come with labels and little caps, so I'm gonna have the most organized little spice section. I'm so excited. I get to spend all day organizing my spices. Wow, I'm an adult. I'm trying to just cut there. So these are 3 clear plastic little organizing containers. I think they'll be great for just organizing random things. Get that out of the way. Don't cut yourself, Miley. What is this? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this one. So this is for like plastic wrap and aluminum foil and things like that. So I'm gonna be moving all of that stuff to my pantry and I'm gonna store it on the door system that I built. Guys, my pantry is gonna be so freaking organized. It makes me so happy. Okay, this is a big package. What did I order? I don't even remember. I don't know how to put this thing together, but I'll just quickly show you it and then move on to the next thing. This is a 3-tiered shelf that I have to put together that stores either like canned drinks or canned food or whatever you want to put on here can go on here, and it keeps everything really nice and organized. I am extremely excited for this one. So next up, I got this 14 count of airtight food storage containers. And the nice part about them is they've got a little thing on the top, so you don't have to fully take this off. You can leave it on and just pour whatever in there. And we have 1 package left. Let's see what's in here. We've got boxes within a box. Oh my gosh, I know what these are. And this is actually a very special package because I was sent these from the company Moly Moly. They make all of these like beautiful, really aesthetically pleasing oil dispensers, soap dispensers. So they reached out to me and asked if I would try out some of their products. So I got syrup dispensers, I believe, or maybe soap dispensers, one of them. But look how pretty that is. So I have 2 of these in here. It also comes with little labels that you can stick on the bottles, even though I personally kind of just like them plain. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. These are almost like too pretty to put in my pantry. Guys, I was worried that maybe some of these things would be plastic, but all of this is metal. So I'm very, very excited about that. Clyde, would you like to tell them about the money they can save at checkout? No? Okay, I'll do it. The lovely people at Moly Moly, they sent me a code for all of you if you would like to buy any of their products. So all you have to do is follow the links in the description down below. You can use the code that is on the screen and save some money at checkout. So that is everything that I got to organize my pantry. I am so incredibly excited. I now get to spend the rest of the day organizing everything, putting stuff in new containers, and putting it all back in my pantry. So let's get to work.
And that is it, guys. A few of the items I got ended up not working out. Either they didn't fit where I wanted them to fit, or I just didn't need them. But I am glad I had all the options. And I don't usually do this, but I wanted to start adding a cost breakdown at the end of my project videos to show you guys what this project actually cost me. That way, if you want to do a similar project and get a similar look, you know what it might cost you. In the end, this pantry cost me just over $400 to do. I could have maybe saved some money by reusing the old shelves, but I really wanted the bottom two shelves to have that countertop feel. So I had to get a sheet of plywood anyway, so I opted for all new shelves. And I'm so happy with how this pantry turned out. It is exactly the fresh, organized look I was going for, and this project was nice and simple. Everything I got to organize my pantry is linked down below. And again, thank you to Moly Moly for sending me all of their products. I am obsessed. I hope you guys liked this project and video. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.